Hello folks, today I'm going to show you how to remove the dash panels and garnishes from a 10th gen Honda Civic. Whether you want to take them out to get them wrapped or paint them, or even simply just switch them out with another model. Right now it's quite cold here, so I have the car warming up. I'm going to blast the heat in the cabin for about 15-20 minutes to ensure all the clips are nice and warm so we don't break any, and we'll get started. In this video we're going to remove the right side Banjo vent, the left side garnish, upper meter visor, and the lower meter visor. We're going to start on the passenger side, taking out the right side Banjo vent. As you can see, I already have the radio taken out. I recently made a video on how to do that, so I'll put that up at the end of the video if you need a reference. To remove the right side Banjo vent, we're going to need to remove the glove box assembly. So you're just going to open it up, squeeze in, pry each side out. Comes right off. We're going to remove the 4 screws at the top, so those 2 there and those 2 there. After you've done the 4 screws, you got that 1 bolt right here in the bottom and another bolt just right in there in the bottom. Now the top 4 screws are taken out and the 2 bottom bolts are gone, you can take this assembly out, but I forgot to mention that we have to take this lower cover off. So you just pry down and it pops right out. The side cover we have to remove. It's the same idea. Just grab here, pry, grab a hold, and gently wiggle it out. So now that we have those garnishes out, we can pull this assembly out. So I just grab the hook and just give it a little pry. And same on this side, just a little pry, and then you just gotta wiggle it out of this garnish. So now we can access the back side of the vent, so we can get some leverage to push out, so we're not prying too much on the soft touch because it damages really easily and it's hard to repair. So now we come back to the top, so we're gonna grab here, I'm gonna pry it up. There's about 5 clips there that release. And then we're going to go back underneath and make a C like that in your hand on the vent and just push that motion back as you're pulling on the tab. Before you try and start removing it, you can also use your plastic pry stick and pry in here very gently, because like I said, that soft touch damages very easily. So you're just going to go back in here at the C, grab a hold of here, and pull, and it'll slide right out. So you can see. So next garnish is this little guy right here. It's just held in by 2 clips. This is probably going to be the easiest part of it all. So you just grab underneath and pry back, and it comes right out. So now we can move on to the driver's side. We're going to need to remove the column cover because it's actually connected to the lower meter visor. So if you just turn the wheel, you can stick your screwdriver right in there and twist it and pop it. I've already done it, so I can just pry back. So it pries out. See, there's those 2 white clips there. You're just going to want to push them back and it'll pop right out. Push, push, and then the column cover comes right out. So now we're going to move on to the upper meter visor. So to remove it, it's all done by clips. So we're going to get our hands in here and in here and pry up and up again, and it just slides right out like that. Now we can remove the GPS from the lower meter visor. We got 4 Phillips, 2 black, 2 silver. So just use your Phillips stubby and remove those. So now that those 4 Phillips are removed, you can take the GPS and just turn it and put it in that slot up there and just let it hang up. In order to get the rest of the meter visor out, you need to remove this lower cover. We got to be careful because the aspirator hose is actually right here. So when we pull back, the unit can actually pull right off of this garnish. So gently come down here, little pull, pry out, let it hang, and come over to this side and do the exact same. Pull back gently. So now we need to get at that screw there and that screw right there. So now that we got both screws out, we're going to do the same as we did the other side. Let's grab right here and pry gently so you don't break any clips. And it comes right out. So now we can take the lower meter visor out. So one thing I forgot to mention was it's probably a good idea to wear gloves when you're doing this. There's a lot of sharp edges with the plastics and the actual frame of the IP. I don't have any gloves present right now, but I've done many of these, so I kind of know where to put my hands. So just be careful when you're doing it. So to start, you're just going to want to pull out here to release these two clips. And come along the edges here, and then put your fingers right under here, a little pull. Same on this side, work it out, pull out. And then this is the part here, you want to put your fingers under here and pull these clips back. And this slides right out. And I just get these clips on this side, and that pulls out. Just like so. Now to remove the last piece of the puzzle is to remove the hazard switch coupler. I personally am not going to do it, but I'll show you how to do it. So you just come back in here and the coupler is right there. So you just release that tab and pull it back, and then the whole garnish will slide right out. Now we're going to put it back together. It's fairly straightforward. We're just going to follow the steps we did in reverse. There's a few things that are tricky to set, and I'll go over a couple tips that can help you out in setting those. See all these holes here. All those holes along the top, around to the side. The back of the meter, you can see them all in there. So we're going to line all those up before we start pounding on it, because if we don't, we'll start breaking shit. Alright, so we're going to start by setting this up in here, getting it a little bit lined up. Make sure you got your fabric pulled out of the way. So you're going to set this lower part first. We're going to go snap that in. And then we're going to line up all of our holes. We're going to give a little hit there. That. Make sure these are all lined up on the top. Give her a little hit on the bottom. And then we're in. I already have the left side garnish in with the two screws. So you're just going to want to lift it back up into place and bring this back up here. Line up the garnish and give her a push. Put that in and push. You're all set. Now that I got the GPS back on and got the screws in, I'm going to show you how to set the upper meter visor. So we're going to set it in to its holes here. Line the clips up at the front, which you can't really see. I want you to see it the far up here. Because these little tabs here have to go into that little hole there. So once we're lined up, two at the front, two at the back, just give it a little shot at the front, and it sets just like that. Alright, so now I'm on to the passenger side Banjo vent. You can see right here this this pointy clip. It's actually a guide, and it's going to go into this hole right here. You can see that right there. So when you slide that in, it'll line right up to the hole, and then you bang in the clips. So So what I do is set it in, and I put my thumbs down here, I push down, and I slide in at the same time. So it almost forces it to come up. Just like so. And then you come down here, push, bang, bang, bang. Just like that. So now I'm onto the glove box frame. It's fairly straightforward. It just lines up to the clip holes, and then you set it and fire the screws back in. So you're gonna want to come up in here, and you're actually gonna have to fish this garnish in like so. Get it up in there. Line up the holes. Give her a little shot. Place first on this side. Now we're set. Then we can fire our screws in up here on the top, or 2 bolts, and then we can put our garnishes back on, and we're all set. Now I got all the garnishes put back in. I'm just gonna quickly throw this radio back in, and it's all done. I hope you guys liked this video. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe. I got lots of good stuff coming up, and enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.